Damn, blue got owned.
Yeah, they kind of did.
The control point is being contested.
Engineer? Engineer heavy?
This is interesting. Oh, they're setting up for last. Oh, because they're at last. That's right. Well, they cleared out red team pretty well. God, what is that blend? Oh, that's cursed.
Alert. The control point is being captured. Target has been control point.
Damn, blue pulling back.
Alert. Our control point is being captured. Secure the control point. Alert. Our control point is being captured. Alert. The control point is being contested. Secure the control point. Our control point is being captured. Target has been control point. Our control point is being captured. The final control point is being contested.
Damn, blue really came back from that first.
They literally
first
wiped
hit.
the team.
Yeah. Reverse sweep, as it's called.
Yeah, thanks, Doc.
Has been control point. Alert. The control point is being captured. Alert. Our control. Alert. The control point is being captured. Alert. The control point is being captured.
Getting a bit deja vu from this one.
Getting it. Where's blue team at? Oh, they got the heavy out. And then
Honestly, yeah, swapping out the two scouts for a heavy engineer is a good idea for last.
yeah, 'cause there's no reason to have like a scout since you have nowhere to go, I guess.
Ooh. Fat drop.
Alert. Our control point.
Yep, here we go.
I wish there was a thing that was like Red had to overcharge for thing seconds before dropping it.
Actually, that's in the logs, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Has been at a control
Interesting.
point.
Also, hello, I'm here, I'm spectating.
Our control
Hello.
point.
Good, I'm glad Source TV is working.
I'm not even using Source TV, I'm just normal spectating.
Has been control point.
Just, you know, something to have on in the background.
How many maps have you been through so far, Desmond?
Only Siege Grove.
Oh,
These take a while with how we're doing feedback in the pre-round.
Ooh, XP man. Shitted. This one red demo man just kind of chilling there. Dead now.
yep, there we go, the reverse sweep again. Red really just seemed to fall apart when they're trying to capture last.
I wonder what's happening. I'll see if I can catch it better.
Blue capped second there, and then they were able to capture last before Red could even respawn.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's normal for 5CP. I really feel like it isn't.
Oh, Tails on skill.
The control point is being contested. Alert. The control point is
Missing
being
a lot of
contested.
shots though.
Yeah, it's a 25-second respawn. Whew. That's quite long.
Oh wait, no, I'm not spectating Tails. I want to spectate Tails. There we go, there's Tails.
Time has been added. Alert. Our control point is being captured. Time
I think Blue's gonna get it again.
Red's had time to set up now, so we have to see.
Yeah,
They swapped out a
building-
soldier for an engineer. Interesting. They kept the scouts.
They kept the scout, one scout to build over for Boss and Basher.
Infantry's down. Yeah, looks like Blue's got it.
Damn,
Interesting.
whose map is this?
This is
Pig
Pig Pigs.
Oh.
TQ. Alright, I guess he has fun actually.
I was gonna say you can move us back there if you want.
Oh shit.
Or they all come spectator.
Yeah. No, they have bots that do that.
I am the bot.
It's been 100%ed Knockout City and I didn't even realize.
I think
Nice.
I think the team
Wait,
balance
back.
was a little bit off. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What's up?
Just watch this.
FYI,
Yeah.
I am recording
stuck in
video and audio.
Yeah, you don't like how the detailing messes up your bomb.
Yeah.
Is it too annoying to try to bomb around it?
It just takes a lot away from the jump.
Yeah.
Through
He's talking
boiler?
about the detail wall. Yeah, from boiler.
Yeah.
The same one Matt talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's already
So-
changed.
Math beat you to that one. But yeah, should we do feedback? Do we want to do in reverse order so people aren't so bored the other way?
Yeah.
Alright. So starting from the bottom, Zeus.
Hey,
Have any thoughts?
so I played Pocket, and I think one thing is that the rollout feels really long, and then since we kept rolling out left, we were coming into like, this is not a great position to be at, because really my only bomb option is like jumping off of the pillar with the chimneys, trying to bomb in, but like they would see my bomb coming from like a mile away. So I would want, I don't know, maybe we didn't try rolling out in a different direction, but it feels like it just doesn't feel like a good position to just stand around here. And then the fact that the mid, I mean, the other big thing I noticed, the mid's like rotated kind of like 90 degrees to the other 2 points. It just confuses me a little bit, but that's just because I've never seen the map. So I'm sure it's like, once I'm familiar with it, it's fine. But I just find myself being a bit disoriented about it. Other than those two things, I think the game flowed the way I would expect it to for 5CP, so that's good. Yeah, I don't
Wait,
really anything
just trying to capture this. Do you think it's because the kind of like the last is directly to the right? Is that what you're saying? Kind of like how it comes at a sharp 90 is why you felt the geometry was weird?
I mean, they never messaged me about it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess with other maps, like Sunshine and Process kind of have a like, you go straight forward and then you go to 90 degrees to the right, but this has kind of some, like it kind of, the mid and second kind of come in at a like 45-degree angle. if that makes
Oh,
sense.
okay, yeah, I think I see, yeah.
So it's just a little bit, I'm just not used to it, it's a little disorienting, but
Interesting.
I think if you got familiar with it, it'd be fine.
I think those are good comments. XP man, do you have any thoughts?
I didn't really get to do much. I was roamer and I just kind of got rolled over and over again.
Oh. What
Yeah,
do you
I
think
guess-
your options were as a soldier? Like, did you feel like they were kind of intuitive, or you were having trouble finding them?
The mid felt pretty good. It was just a bit large, so I guess it kind of favors me and Zeus kind of bombing at the same time and just doing a bunch of double bombs. But there didn't feel like there was that many places to like hold ground on mid. There wasn't really like specific high ground except for like the billboard, which is really easy to get spammed off of. That's about it.
Yeah, that's good feedback. Nessman, do you have any thoughts?
Something we
wasn't
were
in the
noticing in
I don't know, do you have any
Spectator-
thoughts anyway?
Yeah, no, something I was noticing in Spectator, and this might have been teams, is how one team would push into last, and then they'd start defending, and then flip it all the way to the other side, and win. That happens 2 or 3
That's,
times, I think.
That's momentum.
Yeah.
In 5CP, it's pretty common.
That's really all I had, and I was also sort of taking note of the spawn times. It felt like, I think when you guys had, I want to say when one team owned mid, the other team had 20 or 30 second respawns. I might be misremembering it though.
I didn't
That's
notice
great.
the spawn times as a problem myself.
Yeah, I mean the most
Felt fine.
offensive one I got hit by was a 14-second respawn, and that's like normal. I didn't
it felt
notice
fine
any
to me.
respawns.
Trobert, any thoughts?
It was fun. It's a little bit of a... It's not stifled. I don't know what good word for it is. Demo feels like it's a little slow. Not able to know the drums fully, but that's on me.
You mean like a slow roll to mid, or like slow in rotation?
Like forward, and then rotating as well. It's probably a lot quicker for people that actually play this class, but I don't know. I like it. It's an enjoyable time. There's a lot of
How did you feel about walking out the chokes or the?
Walking
kick-off
at the chokes
trouble?
with Uber? It was good. It was a definitive like immediate in and being able to like versatilely move around in the air. To get where
How did you feel about walking things out? Sorry, that's kind of what I was
walking
curious
things
about.
out? Yeah, for the left it was
Walking.
fine.
Walking.
Blocking. I'm sorry. I'm not making
No, walking.
Walking,
Trobert,
like,
I'm gonna have an aneurysm.
Walking.
We need a dictionary. What the hell?
L-O-C-K-I-N-G. Walking things out. Did you
Oh.
feel like you had trouble because of the kind of like the door size or anything?
Oh no, it was quick. It was the matter of just how quick they were moving. If they were giving me time to set up, I would have enough time to set up, and I would be able to lock out certain areas. But
Yeah.
you do have to be faster than them in order to get
Okay.
there.
Yeah. Tristan, do you have any thoughts?
I think the only thing I noticed was the thing I showed you about the wall detail.
Oh yeah. So the wall detailing got a little bit in your way.
Yeah. But I guess I don't know. I guess other than that, I don't have any other comments.
All right. Tails, do you have any thoughts?
I'm not sure if it might be because of the balance, but I feel like we're getting bombed a lot from angle we weren't really too aware of.
Yeah.
And like maybe it's because of like 90 degrees angles, and then all the blind spot. I'm not sure if it's
Can
really
you-
the map or.
Can you
or
think of the kind of areas? So would you say as a problem kind of like on mid or second?
I think mid and second mostly. I don't really
both
recall
points.
much on last because last was we didn't really defend last for very much. So might be because of the towers on mid. I don't know. Again, it's like the first time I play this map. I don't really know what to look
Yeah,
for.
you don't know where the
exactly.
soldier should come from.
Yeah,
Makes
exactly.
sense.
It's could be like it's
mean-
something we'll have to see over time. I'm not
That's
really
that's
sure.
good feedback as well. How intuitive it is that enemies are coming from. Yeah. Who else was Suno? You didn't play, right? But do you have any thoughts? Were you spectating?
Pretty much the same things as Nisman, really. I was a little bit concerned with the spawn
flip-flop?
times.
Oh.
Yeah, because there was one occasion where I don't know if this is common within 5CP or not, but Blue was able to kill Red and then cap second and last without Red respawning.
Yeah.
It did happen, yeah.
I mean, did there?
That was a.
Red
It was
died
an
on
Uber
second,
into
then that's
second, so
normal.
red died on
Yeah.
second. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
normal.
Red dies in second, then it's
If
normal.
red died on mid, it'd be weird. But I mean, even then, no. Actually, Gully Wash can have a mid to last, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
but there's no scenario in Gully Wash where your team gets wiped on mid and you get a free cap on contested.
Yeah, if you get wiped on second, that happens. Like usually you get like one spawner come back and then like, but the cap is like gone. It's like a
Anyway,
miracle
sorry.
if you can go back.
Yeah, I didn't mean to argue. Let's try to keep a quick pace still. Skeptical, do you have any thoughts?
Okay, yeah, I don't remember the situation, but it did feel a bit odd that they didn't get the spawn in time.
Really?
Anyway, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know, mid is a bit different than I expect, but that's really all I can
Do you
comment.
think it feels kind of wide or unusual?
Well, yeah.
You try to put a finger on maybe like an area or a prop that makes you feel uncomfortable?
Well, it's kind of interesting because you can kind of get all the vision for free, I guess.
You mean kind of
point.
coming out of, I'll call it boiler, coming out of the kind of boiler route? You're saying the high ground gives you good vision over everything?
Yeah. It's just usually mids aren't like that, I guess. But maybe that's what you went with.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Hey Pig, do you have any thoughts on this map? I'm actually really curious what your insights would be from kind of playing.
From playing medic, I didn't know where to stand half the time, and it was
Aw,
really hard
man.
for me to track my team. But that's just because I don't really play sixes.
Yeah, I mean, it gets easier if you have medic radar, and you learn from painful experience.
Yeah. When I did push in through left on last, I got bombed with Uber.
Yeah.
I would love to watch the demo and see how I got demolished. I guess that's pretty much
Tristan,
it.
do you remember where you bombed from? You got the drop on the first round?
I think I just bombed from left side across.
Yeah,
Or
so that's
through the-
a pretty sharp angle. I think he was playing on the planter.
So is it kind of like on the sign, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, that's just sharp angles. Normally
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
over it. What do you want, Tristan?
Is this intended?
You able to shoot through that?
Yeah.
You can't have everything, Tristan.
No, I'm just asking if this is intended or not.
I don't know. Ask Pig. Probably not.
Where?
He's shooting.
Oh, shooting through that, yeah.
Do you want it
It
to be
is quite
intended?
weird.
I mean, because there could be a troublesome sniper sightline from here. It's like
Yeah.
a pixel shot.
I mean, the sniper sight to choke is completely sealed, but I guess that one isn't.
Yeah.
By the way, to snipe at that angle, you would have to commit out of spawn. But anyway, sorry, we're slowing things down. No, do you have any sort of comments?
I was playing demo and I kind of agree, like the rollout feels really long, especially since like you'll have a straight and then you'll have like an intersection inside a lobby and then you got to turn again and again, and it just feels less organic, I guess.
Interesting. So, does it kind of feel like you wanted to go choke so that it was more straight, but there wasn't a health pack to support you?
Sometimes, like I don't know, it wasn't too strong, but I did feel that a couple times. And while I was playing demo, I like frequently would look around for ammo packs. Like it just felt like maybe like.
Can you recall?
Welcome to demo.
Can you kind of recall what point or what area you were lacking ammo on?
For example, left side when pushing into last, like both teams had Uber, so we couldn't just like go in. So I was trapping it off, and like I felt like I couldn't find anything, and I had to like really look around.
Yeah, you're kind of in the valley.
And some of the health packs and ammos are like in indented areas, which I don't personally like. I always like them to be more open.
Just like them.
Yeah, it reminds me of like, you know the health pack on Metalworks that's like Lunchbox?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like every health pack feels like that.
I didn't know you call that lunchbox, but yeah.
And just one more thing to say is on mid, this like shed area I feel like could be really cool for like a ramp slide, but it's just really awkward. Like, there's no distance that you can do. And on like the, I don't know what this is called, it's the right plank.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you could do a cool ramp slide, but if you come from right side on mid and you try to do a ramp slide, you start off on high ground, it's like way slower. It just feels awkward. I don't know if that's intentional or not to like slow it down or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Alright. I lost track. Who's next? Lo-Fi, were you watching? Do you have any kind of feedback or comments?
I only tuned in like the last like 2 minutes, so I could not.
That's
comment,
alright.
sorry.
Oh, I guess it's my turn then. I should have thought a little bit more. I think there was a little bit of an issue with team balance because unfortunately a lot of the players who are on the blue team have already played the map, so it's a little bit difficult from an experience standpoint. But I do think my biggest note would probably be on mid. I feel very awkward, kind of like where both teams play out of boiler on the high ground and they're shooting at each other over this large gap, but neither team really wants to drop down or aggress, so there's a light stalemate for a while. I just shot arrows across because I'm a gremlin, but yeah. I'd say that's probably the thing that feels the most awkward. I think it plays fine, but it seems a little weird.
So bringing the cover back?
I don't know. I don't think the cover back's a good idea, because then people can hide behind it, because as it is now, you get spammed off the ground. I'm not sure what to do, because I think the space feels a little too wide, but I don't think adding cover is a good solution, because then you slow down the mid
forces
even more.
the stalemate even more, yeah.
So right now, because it doesn't have cover, it's open and it plays quickly, but it looks weird, I think is the biggest thing, like the sightline across.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of my only thought. Death the Cats, do you have any sort of thoughts?
Yeah, as I was playing Scout on mid, there didn't really seem to be a safe place to stand where I could defend my medic, because if I stood just on this platform, I just took all the spam my med did, and if I, stood on that little balcony area behind the tower, I couldn't see anything. It just felt like there's no room for Scout unless I wanted to get in their face, in which case I'd have to jump across point or below ground, which is kind of bad.
Yeah,
I think I can see that, yeah.
Yeah,
You think
once
it'd be
I was
help-
aggressing, there was really nothing for me to do.
Okay. Cecil?
CL.
Can I pronounce it? CL? Sorry, my bad.
No worries.
Roast.
Alright.
That's what my HUD is.
So, right off the bat, I love the design of the second point. It reminds me a lot of Propaganda's second, and I really enjoyed
Is that a
Propaganda.
compliment?
That is a compliment. I really loved Propaganda as a map. I had a lot of fun with it, and I like the way that second is designed. It is really dynamic. I know that we sort of defended it since, at least the way that we were playing it, like we played it a bit back and then immediately it's like, all right, well, we lost a player, we can quickly retreat. I feel, at least from like a defense standpoint, I really like the fact that you've got multiple bits of high ground, so not everybody is all clumped up together. The midpoint itself is on a high ground, so when you're pushing in, defense has that little bit of an advantage. So it's one of those, like, you can really get these dynamic fights just because of the design of second. And I think second really is like the strongest point of this map.
Interesting.
People touched up upon the rollout. I do think the rollout is a bit long, but again, I was playing Scout and I was just holding W that whole time, so I don't really have like a feel for how Demo Soldier experienced those rollouts. As for mid, at least to me, it played a lot like Sunshine's mid, to where it's like, yeah, you fight for a little bit and then you wrap around and get in their face. And I do echo what Death the Cats was saying about the fact that with the way that the terrain is, it doesn't feel like there's really any safe spots for Scout to stand. Like I was hanging back with you while we were just trying to basically like bait a soldier bomb, and then we'd push directly into them after dealing with the soldier. I know, at least from demo standpoint, it's like, yeah, this map is candy with the way that mid design is. I don't really know of like a major way that I would change the mid in order to make it to where it's more comfortable for playing as a scout in that neutral fight. I'd say maybe one thing you could do is possibly try to implement just a little bit more high ground. Like I know that one thing that you've got is you've got the little ramp area that sits above, I think that's an AC unit, I'm not sure, or I don't know what that terrain is, but you've got the ramp areas that drop directly into a team, but to the little bit above them that like hangs out above the resupply, maybe you could lower that and make like a bit of high ground or something, so you could sort of have something similar to what you've got on Snakewater, so you can have the scouts and the soldiers get above, just so there's more of that high ground, just because the point itself is also elevated. So even though there's that low ground, the low ground itself it's detrimental to play in.
I have an interesting question. Just real quick. You said that the mid plays a lot like Sunshine. Do you think this is a mid where you'd expect teams to rotate, or a little bit more like Metalworks where you expect a collision?
I'd expect them to rotate. Just given, given the way that your eyes naturally are drawn, it's like you see, it's like, okay, the enemy, you enter in and you're staring the enemy team directly in the eyes on your right side. It's one of those, okay, I'm super close to the enemy team. Let me try and move a bit forward so I ease up some of that distance. And just from that design-wise, it definitely, to me at least, it emphasizes that sort of tornado style. You're constantly wrapping around the point getting picks. Especially because of the fact that you've got that whole, like, you've got 2 different ramps in play.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing in the slightest. I like these tornado styles of mids, because they, in my opinion at least, it leads more towards working as a team, having that cohesion, having your focus fire on play, and I feel like from a technical standpoint, like this mid, the second, the last, all emphasize that. So yeah, like the only negatives I guess you could say are just rollout might be too long for Soldier and Demo, and high ground on mid, and just the way the midpoint is designed itself de-emphasizes that low ground. Because on Metalworks, you can get plays to where, yeah, you've got like a soldier or something go underneath, they're directly at the point and right at the enemy team, you can get a bunch of splash. But with at least the way that we played it, both teams were constantly like on that high ground, and then they did that wraparound on the last round.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
Got a contract, soldier. You good to go?
But yeah, that's one of those. Make of it what you will. I don't think the mid is bad at all. I think the mid played really well, and I like how it is in its current state. But at least just for what Deathcats had said, it may be more disadvantageous for Scout, and there are some terrain ideas that I feel could be more explored.
Kind of curious what you mean by that. But anyway, are we continuing the playtest? I know Ali and Tristan had to go.
Uh,
we slow enough to continue, or are we slow to continue?
We've got 12 in the call right now. I just don't know if all 12
Lo-Fi, are you playing?
I am not playing.
Have 11.
Well, that's fair. There's a lot of good
curious as to what I'm talking about. If you want to go into spectate, I can show you.
You said there's some element you can play with now? I'm kind of curious what you meant by that.
Yeah. If you want to go into spectate,
looking,
I can
yes.
show you. Okay, cool. So this area right here. So I know that when we played, again, we were basically here. We'd like do something, and then we would wrap around here. But I feel like if you wanted to like take more of that like neutral fighty fight stance, you could possibly do something to where you lower this part right here, so like a scout or a soldier can get on it, and then extend it a little bit because it goes above the spawn. But like this little balcony area, I don't know if anybody took advantage of that. But I feel like lowering, just to give at least like a bit of high ground, a bit of safety as well.
Soldiers would get on there every now and again.
Wait, I'm sorry, I kind of missed it. Can you kind of walk me through what you were suggesting again?
Yeah, so this wall right here for both sides, lowering it a bit and extending this part out, just so that way there's like more tier, because at least for capping the point, you want to play here, which means that, actually wait.
What does lowering that wall do? I'm not sure I really follow.
I mean, lowering it is basically, at least in my mind, just a way to give more safety, more of that dynamic play, and just sort of, when you're in this like neutral fight or something, it's like you have like another option to.
Oh, there's an option for scouts.
Yeah, option for scouts, because as Deathcats had said, it's one of those. It's like
I feel like
I mean, there is a way to get on it, but it's rather clunky.
Also, you can use
Wait,
Winger,
never mind.
but you can use Winger, but I think the issue is that's
You can get on
soldier ground.
without Winger, but it's kind of awkward, and you're against the
I think
wall.
the problem is, yeah, you can go off the rock as well, but if you enable scouts to be able to get up there, then soldiers have nowhere to land and play off, I think. Because that was intended to be a soldier platform. And you can ask Pig.
Oh, right, yeah, 'cause that does get
But
you
yeah.
like directly like above.
Because
it.
if
Right.
you let scouts
I
get
didn't think of that.
onto all the ground, then there's absolutely nowhere for soldier to get. It's really difficult to make one-way ground for soldiers. I think that was the
Right.
purpose behind that platform.
Yeah.
But
I mean, like,
I think when you
I
say
like
after
this
option on that left side, I think you were saying you want players to be able to explode out left in front of the forwards. I'm just trying to think like that last rotation mid, right? What did the attacking team really get by committing onto the low ground here? And I don't really see it.
They didn't really
I
get
guess I was trying
anything.
to, yeah, I was trying to collapse on a kill. I think this is what I mean when I was talking about the mid, where I think it's better to kind of like stall and play on the platform, which isn't very exciting, but because it's so exposed, at least the spam means eventually one team has to back off. The problem with committing into that low ground is it literally cuts off your team from rotating away. Like it's very committal, obviously, if your guy drops onto the pit.
Yeah,
And you just drop onto low ground. It doesn't really make much sense to me.
I think the mid is 64 units too wide.
Yeah, you took out your ruler and measured it.
Yeah.
Which way? The boiler route?
No, I'll do it. Don't worry about it.
I feel like at least like from mid standpoint, like if your team is going to commit to at least the slow ground here, just because of the way that the terrain is, like you've got multiple ways to block line of sight, so it's one of those the enemy also has to commit to you on that low ground.
Do
type
they?
of thing. At least from the way that we played that midpoint is like, yeah, the enemy team, like they came to fight us because let's say they could like stay up here a bit and do some stuff, but by then like you can just get right here and then like pop their player.
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of that. If you like sit in big door as Galiowash, you're really trying to bait a bomb into players ready with good vision. But if they just play that high ground and spam down, then you're just in a losing situation if they play it slow. I could be wrong, but that's just kind of my thought on it.
Well, it could also be one of those. It may be like a type of gimmick play as well. If you want to.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I think committing into this ground, you may be able to pick someone before they can leave through the toxic sewer area. But yeah, I have to think about it a little bit more.
At least from playing, like I didn't see like any reason to like go down in like this whole area by the point and like this area underneath. Like I was primarily playing just like this left side, wrap into them, maybe play around here a bit. Damage is called, I wrap over here and just pop them in.
I mean, I think that makes sense, especially as a scout. Regardless of flanker or pocket, that you don't really want to be stuck isolated on the ground, unless you're going for a rat play. But yeah, okay. I think that was a lot of feedback. I guess comp play test dead.
Yeah, pretty much is what it looks like. I'm guessing people had scrims and pugs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also need to go to the grocery store.
That's fair.
Hey, that was pretty fun.
That was.
Thank you guys very much for the feedback.
Man, you're welcome. Both maps were a ton of fun to play on. Really enjoyed.